Good morning children and welcome back to your chemistry class. So in this chapter of chemical bonding and molecular structure, we had started with the MOT, that is the molecular orbital theory. So I'm going to continue with it today, and today we are going to discuss about the sequence of the increasing energy of the molecular orbitals. Let us understand the sequence of increasing energy of the molecular orbitals up to 14 atomic number, or up to 14 we can say up to nitrogen. Okay, this also you can say. So how do we write down the sequence of the increasing energies? We can write like this. First is your bonding and then is your anti-bonding. So bonding 1s, anti-bonding 1s, then bonding 2s, anti-bonding 2s, then pi 2p by the energy of which is equal to pi 2p z. Then comes your sigma 2p x. Then this was your bonding. Now the anti-bonding of it, pi 2p y is equal to anti-bonding 2p z sigma 2p x. So this is, we can say the energy is increasing. Okay, increasing. So this is the sequence of the increasing energy of the molecular orbitals up to 14, right? So how can we show this? Let me show it to you through the molecular orbital diagram. So for 1s anti-bonding and bonding, how are we going to show? Like see it carefully. This is 1s. Okay, so it has this is 1s, right? So 1s, this one is your bonding and this is your anti-bonding. So what do we write over here? This is sigma 1s and this is sigma anti-bonding 1s, right? Then we move to 2s. 2s means again one orbital. One orbital means dividing into 2. This is your 2s. So now this is your sigma 2s, right? This is sigma star 2s, means this is bonding, this is anti-bonding. Then next we move to 2p block. So I write over here 2p and here 2p. Now 2p means 3 orbitals. Okay, so now let's see. The first one, it is divided into 2 parts. This is one only. One box, you could have drawn one box for this. Okay, this way also we can show. So if I have to draw a box over here, I will be dividing it into 2 because these two energies are equal. These two energies are equal. So this one is your pi 2py and this one is your pi 2pz. Then you have sigma 2px. So this is only 1. This is your sigma 2px. Next we go to antibonding. So to antibonding, first one is 2py is equal to 2pz. So again I'll divide it into 2. This one is what? This one is your antibonding, that is pi. I hope you all can see it carefully. 2py, and this one is your antibonding 2pz. And then you have and this one is your antibonding sigma 2px. So this is how, and if you draw the line like this, we show that the energy is increasing. We show that the energy keeps increasing. So this is how we show it. Now next time when I'm going to draw, I'll draw it on the whole page, then you will be able to see it carefully. Okay, so I hope this part, how to show this increasing energy of the orbitals in the form of a diagram, I hope you have understood. So this was about the sequence of the increasing energy of molecular orbitals only up to atomic number 14, that is only up to nitrogen. Now we are going to study the sequence of the increasing energy of molecular orbitals above atomic number 14, that is beyond nitrogen. Okay, so now let us learn the sequence of the increasing energy of molecular orbitals above atomic number 14, or maybe oxygen or neon and fluorine and so on. So it will be somewhat the same, the only slight difference is there that I will tell you. So first let us understand the sequence over here. We have sigma 1s, then antibonding 1s, then sigma 2s, antibonding sigma 2s, then you have sigma 2px, then pi 2py, which is equal to pi 2pz, and then you have the antibonding of it. So antibonding is again 2py is equal to pi 2pz, antibonding 2px. So what is the difference between the sequence of these molecular orbitals below 14 and above 14? In below 14, if you remember, over here there is a slight change. What did we write over there? We wrote in less than 14, the molecular sequence of molecular orbitals, this will come first, pi 2py is equal to pi 2pz, and then sigma 2px will come. Rest, the same thing is to be written, right? But over here in configurating above 14, the only difference is that your sigma 2px first comes and then this, but here it remains the same as it was earlier in the atomic number less than 14. So only this part you have to remember. Now let us draw the diagram of the molecular orbital and see how we are going to see this in the form of a structure. So 1s, this is 1s, this is what? This is your sigma 1s, this is your sigma antibonding 1s. Then let's draw for 2s. This is 2s, 2s also. This is bonding 2s, sigma bonding, and this is sigma star 2s, anti-bonding. Now let's come to 2p. So if we draw for 2p, that means it has 3 orbitals, correct? And let me draw it over here also, then it will be easy for us to draw. This is 2p. Now, first one is what? In 2p, first we have to draw 2px, sigma 2px first. So, let's draw this. So, you should have just one box over here. This shows sigma 2px. Next one, this will show two similar energies. What is this one? This is pi 2py. This one is pi 2pz. Clear? Then what do we have? The anti-bonding. Correct? Anti-bonding is which one first? With 2 box. So this one is your pi star 2py, and this is your pi star 2pz. And then this has just one box, that is this is anti-bonding sigma 2px. So I hope the structure is clear to you, how we draw, and all this has to be shown what? Increase in the energy. So this is how we draw. Now let us understand the bond order and stability. Okay, so over here the bond order is equal to number of electrons in the bonding molecular orbitals, that is Nb, right, minus the number of electrons in the anti-bonding molecular orbitals, that is Na upon 2. This is the formula that we have to use to find out the bond order. Is this point clear? Where your Nb is what? The number of electrons in bonding molecule, okay, and Na is equal to what? Number of electrons in anti-bonding molecule, through which we are going to find out the bond order. Now, what is the importance of bond order? If the bond order is 0, I'm writing it down over here, very, very important. If bond order is equal to 0, then the species does not exist, okay, or maybe it is imaginary. So if the bond order is less than 0, then species is highly unstable, right? So if it is 0, then molecule does not exist, or maybe it is imaginary, okay. But less than 0, number 2, less than 0 means species is highly unstable, okay. Third point, bond order is always inversely proportional to its bond length, okay. So bond order is inversely proportional to its bond length. This is another point that you need to remember. Then bond order is directly proportional to the bond dissociation energy. Bond order directly proportional to what? Bond dissociation energy. And the most important point, that if the electrons in the molecule or an ion is paired, then it is a diamagnetic species. So when is it a diamagnetic species? When the electron in the molecule, when electron in the molecule or an ion is paired, okay, then it is going to show diamagnetic species. But if it is unpaired, if the electrons are unpaired in the molecule or ion, then what are they going to show you? They will be paramagnetic. Okay, so when electrons in the molecule or an ion is unpaired, okay, all that I'll show you just now, unpaired, then what kind of a species that is paramagnetic. So I hope till here you have understood. Now if you remember, in the beginning of this molecular orbital theory, I had also said oxygen molecule according to VBT, valence bond theory, is diamagnetic, but according to molecular orbital theory it shows paramagnetic. And just now in further explanation you will come to know how MOT justifies this statement. Okay, talk firstly about the MO theory of N2 molecule. Okay, so now I'm going to show it to you in short over here. What is the configuration, how we do it? Let me sit properly and then tell you. So it goes like this: sigma 1s, then antibonding 1s, right? Then sigma 2s, antibonding 2s, then pi 2p, then sigma 2px, then antibonding pi 2p, then sigma antibonding 2px. Now when I mean by this, if you remember, I mean sigma 2py is equal to sigma 2pz. Same thing is over here. It is anti-bonding over here and this is bonding. Now let us see two electrons fill up over here. Now how two electrons, you must be wondering. So I'm not going to draw the whole diagram. Now you understand it like this only. Diagram now you are going to practice. Sigma 2s, antibonding 2s, 2p, then 2px, then antibonding, then antibonding 2px. Okay, so here there was one box, one electron from here, one electron of this with the opposite spin. Okay, so do remember they are going to follow all the three principles of Bohr, Hund's and Pauli's exclusion. Now over here one electron anti-spin of the anti-bonding. Here one electron anti-spin from the other. Here one electron anti-spin from the other. Here there are two boxes, correct? Now one from 2py, opposite spin 2py. Now one electron from 2pz, anti-spin 2pz. Okay, over here this is one box, one electron from 2px, anti-spin, another electron from sigma 2px. Now coming to remain empty. Clear? Now, let us observe this carefully. I haven't drawn the figure, I haven't drawn the diagram, but it is just the summary. This is the way how you can also draw. Now, let us look over here. The bonding electrons, that is NB. Bonding electrons are how many? Bonding ones are this one, this one, this one. Okay, so 2 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 electrons. Now let's check the anti-bonding electrons, that is Na. Anti-bonding means 2 to 4. Here there is nothing. This is equal to 4. So what is the bond order over here? Bond order is equal to NB minus Na upon 2. This is 10 minus 4 upon 2. So this becomes how much? 6 upon 2, that is 3. Okay. So bond order is 3. Now number of unpaired electrons. Check. Number of unpaired electrons are how many? Any unpaired electron? No. 0. If they are unpaired electron, then what is the magnetic behavior? If they are unpaired, then what is the magnetic behavior? They are diamagnetic. Magnetic. Clear? Then what about the bond energy? The bond energy is equal to 945 kilojoules per mole, and the bond length. The bond length over here of nitrogen molecule is 110 picometer. So this was the molecular theory of the nitrogen molecule. Is this point clear? Now we move to the next one. Now look at this N2 minus molecule. This molecule has how many electrons? Number of electrons over here. Number of electrons are how many? 15 electrons. Okay. So thus what will be the electronic configuration? Now I am not going to draw the diagram. That is for you to practice. You are going to practice. I am going to write down the configuration. Okay. So for this the configuration will be what? Sigma 1s. 1s means it can also be written as sigma 1s2. Then antibonding 1s2, then sigma 2s2, antibonding 2s2, then pi 2p y2, this is equal to pi 2p z2, sigma 2p x2. This was 14. This is 14 equal to nitrogen molecule, and number of electrons are 15. So now it will go to the antibonding, that is antibonding pi. Which one it is going to go to? 2p y, and how many electrons there? 1. Okay. Now let's look at the number of bonding electrons NB. This is equal to 2 to 4, 2 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is equal to 10. Then number of antibonding 2 to 4 and 1, 5. Therefore bond order 10 minus 5 upon 2, that is 5 upon 2, which is equal to 2.5. Okay. Then the number of unpaired electrons. Number of unpaired electrons are how many? 1. Therefore magnetic behavior, it is paramagnetic. Now how to draw the molecular orbital diagram? I hope by seeing this you will be able to draw it. Okay. Next we come to the MO theory of N2, 2 minus ion. How many electrons? Number of electrons over here are 16. So what will be the configuration here? So configurate sigma 1s2, antibonding 1s2, 2s2, antibonding 2s2, pi 2 py2, then pi 2 pz2, then sigma 2 px2, then antibonding 2 py1, antibonding 2 pz1. Okay, so number of bonding electrons, count 2 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Antibonding, number of antibonding 2 to 4, 5 and 1, 6. Therefore, bond order is equal to 10 minus 6 upon 2, that is 2. 4 upon 2 is 2, right? So, number of unpaired electrons are how many? 2. If number of unpaired electrons are 2, then what is their magnetic behavior? It is paramagnetic in nature. I hope you have understood. Now you are going to find out for N2 plus ion. You have to find out the the configuration for N2 plus ion, where the number of electrons are how many? 13. Okay, so you are going to do the configuration. You are going to find out number of electrons, bonding electrons, the anti-bonding electrons, the bond order, and the number of unpaired electrons and the magnetic behavior. Okay, then oxygen, so O2. Now all this is your homework. Okay, from here starts your homework. You are going to practice all this. Then for this, then you have to do it for oxygen molecule. Here in oxygen molecule, each oxygen atom has 8 electrons. So total number of electrons that are present in oxygen molecule are how many? 16. Okay, then do it for 2 ion. Here the number of electrons will be how many? 17, right? Then you will do for peroxide, O2, 2 minus ion, where you are going to find out the number of electrons. I don't know, now your homework starts from here more. You have to find out the number of electrons and also study the MO theory of it, the molecular orbital theory of it. Then you also have to find out for oxygen ion, positive ion, what are the number of electrons, and do the molecular orbital theory for that. And then lastly you should do for 2 plus ion also. Find out the number of electrons and show the molecular orbital theory. So this is all your homework. How many did I give you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so all this you are going to do, right? Now last but not the least, let us see the decreasing order of bond order, right? So if we have to see the decreasing bond order of the different oxygen molecules and ions, then we are going to see that oxygen 2 plus is greater than oxygen 2 positive, which is greater than molecule of an oxygen, which is greater than 2 minus, and the least bond order is that of O2, 2 minus. Clear? Then let's see for the bond length. bond length, if we have to see, what did I tell you? That bond order is inversely proportional to bond length. So let's see, 2 minus the bond length of oxygen to iron will be more than that of 2 minus than that of the molecule than that of the O2 plus ion, and least will be that of 2 plus ion. And last but not the least, let's talk about the decreasing order of the bond stability. Okay, so for bond stability, we know that bond order is directly proportional to the bond stability, right? So 2 plus will be more than O2 plus ion, will be more than the molecule, more than O2 minus, and least will be that of O2 2 minus ion, right? And with this we wind up with the chapter. The whole chapter is finished. Thank you.